Hey everyone, it's Alexa with Bluewood's Design and Mixed Media Art School. For today's Monday prompt project, our prompt is eyes. And I create some fun eyes for you guys. And I decided to take this as like a little different approach this week where I'm not doing kind of a start to finish piece. What I'm doing is dividing up my page into, I believe I did 10 spaces. And then in each space, I'm going to create an eye, but I'm also going to create like a character or a vibe, for lack of a better term, with each one. And on this video, I create 3 of them. And then throughout the week, I will create more. And I will be sharing those in our Facebook group as well as on my Instagram page, probably do some reels so you can see those. And so hopefully you will play along. The fun part about this is it's a very small bit of creating, right? Like it's involved, but it is just this tiny little section that we are doing. And hopefully if you do play along, you will feel like you've grown a lot in creating eyes. Right now I'm using Carbothellos, but I do change to just normal colored pencils, my Prismacolor colored pencils, and those work great. And I only did that because sometimes when you're using certain mediums and then other ones on top don't work as well. And colored pencils, I tend to have a lot of success with kind of the layering and such like that. So I end up kind of sticking to just my colored pencils. You'll see with one of them, I do grab like a gel pen and a woody Stabilo just to add in a certain color that I didn't have in my little set of Prismacolor colored pencils here. And I don't have like a huge set of colored pencils. The more colored pencils you have, the cooler you guys could make this. But you could do any medium. You could do watercolors, you could do fine line markers, you could do lots of things to create this look. What I am concentrating on is sort of a theme for each eye with some themed colors and staying in that color story. Obviously, this one kind of has a floral theme going on, and those pinks and purples are my main colors. And then you will see that for all eyes, I do end up coming to use my Micron brush pen to do the eyelashes. I use my gel pen to do kind of the glare in the eye, like the reflection in the eye. But you will notice that I make each one similarly. However, I change the shape just a bit. And this is a great practice for like if you're trying to get out of like making your eyes and they all look the same. This is a really fun exercise because it starts to be like, all right, now I got to change up the shape just a little bit. And as you start to experiment with those shapes, right, making it more round, making it more angled, making it more smooth and flowy, all of those things start to change the look of the eye. So as you can see, when you're also kind of just focusing on the eye, you get to do lots of fun stuff like focusing on all those little colors that speckle the iris, and I think that's really cool too. When I'm doing larger pieces and the eyes are smaller, I don't get to do, I mean I do, but not quite to this detail where I get to really play with all the different textures and nuances within those irises and things like that. So the goal here this week is to play with creating eyes, whether that be creating an entire piece, but the real focus is the eye. If you want to play along with me and divide your paper up and make lots of different eyes, almost in different themes, that would be awesome. I can't wait to see some of the themes you guys could come up with. This girl obviously is kind of like a spring or floral theme. And then I do a rainbow one, and I do one with leaves. And so I have some other ideas coming. So I'm going to fill this page with eyes, and hopefully have some fun inspiration throughout the week, not just from this today. The other thing is, you just saw me do my eyelashes. One thing people often struggle with is eyelashes. The eyelashes, I always start at the lash line and I pull out and up so my pressure releases. It's almost like when you're doing calligraphy, right? Like you press hard and then as you pull up, you get a nice fine end to your eyelash. The other thing is that on the outer corner, they are going kind of swooping to the right. When you get to the center, there's a section or at least one eyelash that's going to kind of go straight up, and then the rest of them are going to curve to the left. So if you notice that they end up kind of following the eye, so they don't all go just to the right, right? Like if you're looking straight on, there's one that, or a few that are going to be straight up and down, and then some that kind of go the other direction. The other great news is I am not your only piece of inspiration this week. We actually have 2 of our resident artists who are creating for you as well with the theme eyes. And we have our resident artist, Erin, and we have our resident artist, Dee. And I will link their videos and projects and things below, but I'm sure they are going to create some masterful things. Both of them create the most beautiful faces and portrait work. And I have no doubt that their eyes are going to be very inspiring. So I hope you will play along. And if you do, please use your hashtag Monday Prompt Project and tag me, Blue Woods Design or Mixed Media Art School, so we can see it and say how awesome and fabulous you are. Please feel free to join our Facebook group down below. I will link everything that you need. We are sharing there as well. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and see all these beautiful eyes that are super inspiring. It's fun to kind of focus in on one very specific idea. And I think it's going to do some really cool stuff. Just doing these 3 eyes had me super inspired. I create faces all the time, but this definitely was a different focus for me because as opposed to looking at the whole thing, I'm looking at just one part. So I'm really diving into that deeply. So I'm going to let you watch the end of this with some music, and I cannot wait to see all of the cool artwork that you guys come up with, and I will see you again next week. Bye, friends.